0.
Good evening. It's another Wednesday night, and I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy
Happy
holiday there.
holidays, whatever you celebrate. We hope you had a good one. How
Well,
was your
we got a little bit of that happening.
weekend? Yeah, all them loud bills make me want to cry too, man.
They do. And speaking of loud builds, we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about a couple other little things, but I want to bring up Carlos right away. Carlos has been bringing up some really, really loud, cool stuff with his single sub experiment that he and his partner Jessica are running in Delilah, which is the name of his Astrovan. And over the last couple of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think he's done 10 subs now. All of them have done 170 or better, with 2 of them doing 180 or better. It's pretty interesting to watch what Carlos can do. And if you're curious, we've got a link on the top of the basewars.org webpage that says Carlos, the single sub experiment. And it's called Carlos Subwoofer Mania. It's got a list. It's got a list of all the videos where you can rewatch something in case you don't believe something on it or want to try and call him out on something else. But he's got a lot of good stuff out there as well. So just felt like I should mention that to everybody here as well. If you see something that's cool or you want him to test one of your subs, if you're a distributor or you don't believe any of the numbers, send him something. He'll try and help you out.
Absolutely. Send it to him. I want to see them all. And so far, I have been extremely impressed with the Sundown U, which holds the #1 spot. And believe it or not, the Jester, the Audio Age Jester, because that's supposed to be a demo sub, and they threw it off in Delilah, and it handled it. That was a good sub.
It's a good looking sub too.
Yes, it is.
It is certainly one that, as a demo sub, I might invert it, to be honest, just to show it off as well as doing the regular demos with it. But if you're not into looking at the magnet structure on a sub, you kind of really should, because there's a lot of talk about it and a few pretty knowledgeable people that show up on his single sub chat as well. You got Jacob from Sundown that's on there quite often. You got Hammy that's on there who does things for everybody. We had JP in there a couple nights ago talking about some stuff. A lot of folks that are in there, pretty knowledgeable and good information being passed around.
It really is. This is going to save us all a lot of money on testing.
I wouldn't go that far yet.
We at least know which top 3 to go to.
I was going to say, I at least know which ones I'm going to stay away from, maybe. But at the same time, if you want to do something really cool with a Boss Audio sub, and unfortunately, I got to pick on them because they're at the bottom of the list, unfortunately. But one Boss Audio, 4,700 watts, which sounds like a lot to some people that are just getting into it, but it might be what they like. Still did 172 decibels on 4,700 watts. Now, the other small sub that's in there as far as power is concerned was a Soway that took just a little bit more than double that at 10,460 roughly. They did a 172.58. So doubling your power only netted you half a dB, 0.6, where in theory it should net you roughly 3 dB. So I think the Boss, if it would have had maybe a bigger coil, a little bit stiffer suspension, a little more travel, hey, maybe we would be looking at something different on that list. And it might not be the Boss on the bottom. But regardless.
But I love that he's not telling them exact box specs. He's telling them just send the sub, we will test it. But as far as exact box specs, nobody has that information.
There's 2 people out there that have it, and that's Carlos and Jessica. They're not sharing it that specifically.
Exactly.
They're going to tell you it's in an Astrovan, and they're going to tell you how much power and what it does and the frequency. And it's almost always right around 60 hertz, 60.1, maybe 59.7, 59.9. But they're going to tell you that, and they're going to show you the power. They're going to show you that it's not clipping because they've got an O-scope hooked up right there as well, which is always convenient to have. Definitely a must-have for shop tools. If you don't have one, try and invest in one. I don't mean a little handheld. I mean one that goes on your bench.
Good evening, Mike.
There's Mike.
He's been putting out some really good products here lately, too.
Yep. I was going to say, I'm going to go back a little bit here since I've been talking for so long. Let's see, we got David is in here. I saw Eric. I saw Shane earlier. Let's see. Oh, Scott Butler's in here. David.
We have Teen Bass Cat in here.
Oh, Bubba's in here. I did see that. Ted Smith, my guy. Ted, I got your stuff kind of set up to be ready to be published for later on for the one big show, or well, not the one big show, but our bigger first show, or actually technically second show of the season up here. So got some good stuff. Speaking of shows, that is what Melissa and I want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about shows and how we go about getting shows.
All right, let's talk about the locations we need. Yes, pool halls work really good. Bars work great. Any restaurant that, as long as they understand what 170 dBs will do to the inside of their restaurant. We don't need newbies, saying, oh yeah, we know what loud is.
No, you don't.
Because we a different kind of breed. And we are having a little bit of a problem booking due to people thinking we're hoodlums. And in all honesty, we probably work harder than the rest of the population just so we can afford our stuff. We ain't got time to do that hood rat shit.
That is true.
There you go.
Shows, right above that one you just highlighted there from Benjamin, put down 2,500 down on Base Wars this year. Excellent. Right above that, comment from Mike J. He's thinking about coming to Alabama for a show. What's a good size one? They're all good size.
I will message you when I have a really good one, but right now I'm thinking my biggest show for this year will be actually in Mississippi. It's going to end up being Laying in the Shade because that is a 3-day show. We got time. I am trying to book more 2 and 3-day shows. If you're going to drive for me, I got to find y'all something worth driving for.
If you can't drive because of the ankle bracelet, hey, that's sorry.
The picnic would be a great one too. But just look through my list, and anything you see that you want to come to, just message me and say, hey, tell me about this show. Because most shows that I'm doing this year, I did last year too. I am doing a lot of repeat shows. All right, we got Mr. Greg Kelly going to Eastbound Get Down. Big Jeff. There you go. That'll be
another
good
great
one.
show.
And that one is in Florida, I believe. I just don't know where in Florida. Can somebody help me?
I can't even help you with that one. I don't have that page pulled up right now, unfortunately. Let's see. Where is that one coming up here? Eastbound Get Down. Dang it, I just had it. The Eastbound Get Down, that's actually in like 3 weeks. That is going to be in Ormond Beach. And that is on Saturday the 13th.
Excellent. Right outside of Daytona. I went down there to do a show in Daytona and didn't know it was the Daytona 500. Oh, that was some traffic that I didn't need. But it was so fun.
There have been worse things to do. If you're going through, I don't know, Indianapolis, let's say the 3rd weekend of June, you might run into a base rig or 300.
But yes, any kind of shows out at the lakes are great. The further you can get us away from the population, the better.
Yeah.
Because having to go in front of the city for all these permits, that gets kind of hectic. And just so everybody knows, your Base Wars judges can't do your permits for you. Y'all got to go get these.
If you are local to where you want the show, you've got to go do it. I can't get you a show, in my case. I can't get you that permit in Yankton, South Dakota, Ted.
Or legally, we can't do it anyway. It has to be the property owner.
It's got to be the person who runs the property. Now, if it's a corporate environment, then there's a little leeway there because we can get a site manager. If you're at a Cricket Wireless like the one coming up this weekend, or if you're at a specific venue for the county fairgrounds, that's when the local people have to take charge and get the permits and get approval. It might actually require you going and standing in front of a city council or a county board for 2 or 3 minutes and just simply saying, hey, we're wanting to have a show with Base Wars. We do this all the time. Let me get you some basic info about it. Bring along, in fact, if you have to do that, bring along the score sheet. Show them that we've got multiple classes and we do all kinds of different things. It's not just one
I always tell my guys to take one of the intro videos that we do of the hair blowing and the windshields busting. Go ahead, show them how bad this can actually get as far as noise. Just show them all of it. Worst thing they can say at that point is no.
No, maybe next time.
Yeah,
And
we'll take it.
speaking of next time, before you go to these events, let your local judge know when you want to be doing this. Because if I have a show already scheduled
Mhm.
and you don't tell me about it and you tell me about it a month later, I might not be able to do your show. Let us know right away. If you've got a specific weekend in mind, try and get a hold of us before you even go to your city council or whatever, and make sure you got a secondary one. Make sure you got a backup. A lot of hood rat. We don't do that hood rat stuff here. Well, yeah, well,
Just a little bit.
some of us do not.
But y'all, we're trying to look good when we go in front of these city councils.
Yep. And what my guy Ted just posted on there as well is, if your property owner understands music, if they are a
Yes.
business owner, if they understand it, it's a lot easier on what we can do. Whereas if we are in front of or ideally behind a stereo shop that is local, most of the local and surrounding businesses will understand that. It's when you pull up to a place that is not used to our stuff, yeah, they're going to be the ones that have a problem with it, unfortunately. So, a week or two beforehand, go around and tell the people, or at least, hey, let them know that you're thinking about having the show there, and let them know that we can get loud, and if necessary, have it, necessarily after business hours, started at 3 in the afternoon, maybe. So they only
Mhm.
have to put up with it for an hour or two on a Saturday and let it go till 10 o'clock at night. It doesn't have to be from 10 to 4 in the afternoon all the time. You might be louder at night too.
And I
And
had to shift some of my shows to Sundays to avoid businesses being
yeah,
open. That is a possibility. All of us will work Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. We will do what y'all need us to do. But this is exactly what we need. Never leave our spots trashed.
1000% on that one. If you drop something on the ground, that's fine if it's a couple small wire strands. If you're leaving a pile of caps and butt connectors and sections of wire and things like that, pick it up, throw it back in your
Keep
vehicle
it
where it
clean,
came from.
y'all.
Because
Mr.
if I've
Jason
got to go on and
McDaniel.
pick it up, I'm going to remember that you parked there. I might not let you come into my show the next time.
Good evening, sir. He sent me a message a while ago saying, don't worry about Montgomery.
Excellent.
Right. 100%. I ain't worried about it no more.
Yep, as Sam just said, and what Mike just said about what Sam said, leave it cleaner than the way you got there. If it was a
Absolutely.
95 on the way in, make sure it's a 98 or better on the way out. Make sure it's clean. Pick up your crap. Pick up your bottles. Pick up your cigarette butts.
And yes, I have to pick up cigarette butts after my own self after shows. Oh man.
Yep.
Typically bottles and food.
Lots of bottles. Have enough. That's something else about your site. If it's at a business, if it's at your shop, if it's at your own business that you talk to your managers about and they're nice enough to let you use it on the weekend, see if they can also let us use a dumpster. I can't rent a dumpster for your site. I can get you in touch with people who can do that or who can get you a porta potty, but I can't necessarily get you all that stuff. That's some other things to be considerate about for the rest of the competitors and judges and spectators, more so than that. If a spectator comes up to me and asks me where something is and I don't know, I'm going to be pointing to whoever my host is. I'm going to point to Melissa and say, I don't know. I'm just here for this. Talk to Melissa. She's the one whose facility we're using. Or I'm going to point to Billy or Jordan or whoever. and say that. So
And I'm going to look at you and go, I brought trash bags right there.
there you go.
Because after the Jimmy and Sonia incident, yeah, we got a bag of trash bags in mine immediately because I had never thought of that.
Trash bags, an extra TV, extra cables, an
I
extra
broke a
table,
TV in Texas. I couldn't
chairs,
believe it.
trash bags, and
All right,
then more trash bags for the trash bags.
the Lafayette. As soon as that business gets moved, I believe that they were going to start up doing shows again. That is a Jordan Acosta question
Mm-hmm.
because I can't answer for Jordan, but I am sure he has something planned for y'all. Jordan ain't going to leave y'all hanging.
Oh no, Jordan loves his Friday night shows and his Saturday shows when he's able to get to them.
Yep.
On a side note from Shane, let's talk about the upcoming show. Well, Shane, which one? Because we got a couple upcoming shows that we can talk about.
That's it. Let's talk about some upcoming shows. Mr. Shane Winchester is hosting the January 6th show for me. It is his
Excellent.
birthday show. And we are going to Six Pockets, which is a pool hall. So we should have fun. Just a heads up for everybody, alcohol is allowed in the pool hall. You are not allowed outside with alcohol. Just let y'all know that. All right, let's see what else we got.
Well, let's see. Other than that, coming up this weekend, actually, we've got two shows this weekend. We've got in Joliet, Tennessee, looks like the pre-New Year's Eve bass battle is coming up, and it looks like that one is going to be done by nobody else but Pop Tart. See his picture on it and the bucket hat with him on it. That is going to be on Saturday, 10 a.m. And that is going to be outside of Martha, Tennessee. Let me make sure that I'm getting everything right here because it does say Joliet in one spot, but it looks like that it is right outside Martha, Tennessee as well, right off of Highway 80, just north of Interstate 40. And that is east of Nashville, just a little ways. We've got one other show coming up this weekend, Gulfport, Mississippi, Grade 8 Bass New Year's Eve Bash. Who's running that one this weekend, Melissa? Is that one you or is that?
That's going to be Jordan.
I was going to say, I thought that was going to be Jordan this weekend.
That's going to be the big one.
That would be an interesting show. It is not, I repeat, not near the beach for this particular one. This one is up at the north end of the airport. This is at the North location. I know that's a little different for some of the folks down there, but making sure that that one is at the North Cricket Wireless location. There is a little difference from there to the other show that is normally just west of there or east of there in Biloxi, but still very close. Head down to either one of them this weekend, or better yet, stop by both of them. That's two shows out of your 5 for the weekend, and you're going to travel, what, about 30 miles between the two of them there, Melissa? Maybe 35? It's not that far between them. Hit both of them. Just remember to go back to the other one, and if they're still there, go back, get your tag plates.
Absolutely. We always have fun at Jason McDaniel's shop. I love those shows. But we're going to have to do it in the evenings because come 9 o'clock when that noise ordinance hits, they get serious down there. We'll do it in the evenings.
And yeah, Stacy and Greg just mentioned River
How are
Jam.
you, sir?
River Jam at the Dam, way off in the distance, April 6th. So if you guys don't have your time off scheduled yet, take a look at the Base Wars events on our website again, basewars.org, and under events on the top. Make sure you got time off requested. If your boss is a little stingy with show times or Saturdays or Sundays getting them off, make sure you take your time off. Make sure you use that PTO, because it generally, a lot of companies right now aren't letting it roll over like they used to. So,
Right. Any Georgia shows? I just opened up booking within 2 days ago. So no Georgia shows yet. You're welcome to help with that.
That doesn't mean we're not going to have them. That just means no one's reached out yet.
That's it. We'll probably end up going back to Power Hog. Other than that, I don't know any Georgia locations. I don't live there. And if y'all need me, I need help. I can't spend all my time out running the roads looking for these places. I need help.
Find us a racetrack. Find us a county fairground. I see a couple county fairgrounds out here right now.
Let's go into this. If you find a racetrack or an expensive event location, please understand your judges cannot afford that. Y'all are either going to have to help, or we're going to have to charge gate fees.
Yep. Gate fees don't help us at all.
I cannot afford racetrack money.
If you are going out to the races on Friday night because you're part of a pit crew with your buddy, have your buddy talk to the owner of the racetrack, because they've already got rapport with them, because they're out there every Friday night.
Exactly.
See if you can hold it in conjunction with the racetrack. It might cost you $3 to park or $5 to park, but that's doable for most people.
Mr. Stephen Rice, he's a builder that's here in Alabama. He's going to have a couple builds come out at that January 6th show. I think there's 2, maybe 3 of his new builds coming out.
Hey, Chris, what's going on?
Can't wait to see him, because he builds that low, windy stuff.
Yeah, or what Sam is saying there as well. A farm out in the middle of nowhere, that works as well. If you know the people at the farm, definitely.
We are down to go to some farms.
Definitely. Farms are great for it. And yeah, gate fees, well, I don't necessarily like them. I understand the need for them. But again, I can't necessarily help out with that. And in fact, I almost drove away from a show because of a gate fee once. It wasn't on the main site, and it was on an original post that wasn't transferred over. And I won't say what show or whose show or where it was, but I didn't feel like paying $5 that particular day for literally me standing out in the rain and waiting my turn and going in there, getting first place, and walking away 3 minutes later, because that's what I was doing. I planned on hitting 2 shows that day. I didn't feel it was worth my $5. And in most cases, it probably isn't.
That's another thing. On the Base Wars events page, if you click into each link, it will tell you if there is a gate fee.
Yep.
Yeah, we have to put that in before we can even send our events in.
Yep.
We have to know if there's a gate fee.
Another thing I got to know, I don't need to know that it's at the Speedway. I got to know what the address is for the Speedway. If it's at 137 112th Avenue, I got to know that, guys.
And please send a zip code. Good Lord, I have looked up more zip codes than anything.
Yep. Got to have a exact street address, zip code and all. And yeah, the casino car shows, they charge gate fees. That is true down there, Chris. They definitely do. Had a few of those.
We don't
But
mind
again,
doing events that charge
they let
gate
us have
fee.
them. So,
Sometimes we got to go to those. But if
mhm.
we can avoid all of these gate fees, we are really trying. We understand how much money has been spent on these vehicles and
Mhm.
that most of us are broke at this point. We all got happy online buying stuff and now we're broke. But now we got to qualify for finals.
Most of the time, if it's $5, I'll probably end up paying it
Yeah,
if
but
I know about it.
I did some shows last year that gate fees were 60 and above.
Oof. Nope, not
Yeah.
happening.
See,
Not for me anyway. I'm not paying double my one entry fee to go to a show that charges me anything more than $10. Because if it's charging me $10, I'm not doing it. Even though I drive a car that gets 40 miles per gallon, I like my mileage. But $60, not going to happen. Certainly not up here.
well, I am established as a judge now. I don't have to do all of those, car shows.
True.
It's getting better as time goes. Everybody knows who I am at this point,
Very
and
true. And that
I
does help out
really,
with us as well.
I really feel like 20, maybe stretch it 30 at the very most is all we should ever charge for a gate fee. Because most of these events are parking lots.
Yeah.
Break
With
it down to what it really is. That's a parking lot we're going to.
And sometimes you're lucky if you get the good end of the parking lot. They might send you to the place that's torn up a little bit that they're going to resurface later on, maybe that week even. And it's blocked off. They've already don't have anything there. It's been cleaned. It's been pounded down so they don't have to do anything. But we're also 500 feet or worse. We're a couple hundred yards away from the actual facilities for bathrooms or food or drink or whatever. And we failed to get a food truck if necessary. But if we can get a food truck, maybe they don't want that there either. So if they offer food, are probably going to want us to buy their stuff rather than having a food truck as well. So again, kind of something else to think about as well. What kind of amenities are there? Is there going to be something else if you bring your kids? Can they at least sit down somewhere with some shade in a county park or whatever the business establishment is?
You know, that brings me to another thing. I am loving the Little League ballparks.
Hmm.
I do not mind giving $10 for a gate fee because it's being donated.
Yep.
And just so everybody knows, 90%, 99% of the time, if there's a gate fee, your judge doesn't get none of that.
Oh no. If I wanted some of that, I'd be booking gate fees all the time.
We're not trying to make money out here. We're trying to book shows so we have somewhere to go. And y'all ain't the easiest people to take places.
Especially like Sam said, I'm taking two trucks and they charge you a gate fee for both.
Oh
No,
God.
that's one vehicle rolling in. They should charge you one. I got to address that. If you're pulling in two or three vehicles, unless you're pulling in a semi that's
He
got a
is.
car, that's got a carrier, you know, then I can understand a little more. I'll charge you $50 if you're bringing in multiple vehicles. But otherwise, I'm charging you $10 at the most for a gate fee to pull in if you're pulling a trailer with one or two small cars on it or a different truck or a van or something. Otherwise, I'm gonna put a thumbs down to gate fees personally. I do not like them.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. Hey, if your neighbor has a taco truck, get with your local judge because I ain't seen a local judge yet that doesn't like tacos. Taco trucks do really well at these events.
Taco truck is going to make more money at the event than I will.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Because I know I spent more money at the last show I went to at the taco truck than I made. But you know how that goes. They had some good tacos.
Yeah,
I couldn't understand a thing they said, but man, I was all about it.
One car.
Mr. Kerr Davis, we will be doing a show, I think it's the 14th at Cartoons. So Kerr does not have to drive. That is a Sunday show for everybody asking for Sunday shows. Then the weekend after, we will be in Anniston, Alabama for another Sunday show, but that one will be an afternoon show. Trying to make some evening shows so we can get some lights out here. Because all of us spend all of this money on these LEDs to light things up, and we never get to see that.
All right, 3-day shows are nice. You can be there for 24 hours and show off your stuff at night as well.
All right. I got a question here. Have I been working on my build? No, I have not started my car since finals. Like, I don't even know if the battery's charged on it. I went looking for the keys the other day, and I have lost the keys to that car. Occasionally,
why am I not surprised? Lack of communication between myself and venue owner.
Yes, and this does happen. It happens a lot.
That can definitely happen and more so if you're the Jason, to use you as the example, if Melissa's the venue owner and you're the person that's asking them, there's got to be a lot of back and forth about every single little thing, and then you've got to repeat it to me because I'm the judge coming down, or to whoever the judge is. So yeah, there is always going to be a lot of back and forth, and if little things get missed and people get upset, that unfortunately looks bad on all of us. But mostly that's going to look bad on me because I'm the judge and people are going to be complaining to me. And I'm going to be like,
here's the thing. Jason's been doing shows for close to 10 years.
Yep.
And he's had one miscommunication in 10 years. He's an excellent show host.
There you go.
I have no worries. And did I throw the keys away? Maybe. I don't know. I get frustrated with that car just like everybody else does with their bass rigs. I might have just locked them in it. I don't know.
Bad story. When I was 18, I threw a deck. I got pissed at a radio that wouldn't turn on and I tossed it. A week later, I went back through everything because it was a pullout because, that was what they were back then when I started 30,000 years ago. And stupid me, it was just a blown fuse. I was too stupid to look at the fuse, so I threw away a $200 radio.
See, that usually happens. And when we go to diagnosing these things, we always jump to the most expensive, most extreme option.
Because I looked at the fuse behind the radio, and that fuse was good, but I didn't think to look at the car fuse for it. So yeah.
Yes, that has happened. And what kind of car? We're discussing my XB. I haven't been nowhere near it. Good evening, sweetheart.
There's Lacey. And yeah, like Sam just posted there, communication is everything. If you've got questions, please try and get it in writing. If you develop any kind of a relationship with a shop out there and you're asking them to have a show, make sure that they know what is going to happen. Give them a list of demands see if they can meet them. They will probably give you a list of demands. See if you can meet those as well. There is some give and take with this. So if you can meet 8 out of 10 and they can meet 7 out of 10, that's pretty decent overall. They might not be able to get their cars in the show right away because they're going to be out demoing in them, but make it so that they can get their cars in when they want to get their cars metered as well, if they haven't already done so. It's a little scratch my back and I scratch your back on show locations that way.
Exactly.
And yeah, definitely see your teammates. Share this amongst your teams as well, as Shannon's putting on there as well. That he's at work. Yeah, share everything with your teammates. If you know of a show, even unfortunately, I'm not prone to say this, but even if it's not with Base Wars, if you know of a show, let your team know. Make sure that they get out there and get some experience, especially if it's their first or second show, or if it's something that they're just testing out, but they like our org better, or even if they don't like our org better, they like another one. Still, come to our show, get it on the meter, know what you've got, take your notes about it, go to the other show, see what changed because of it, because of the weather, because of location, because of the mic location, not just the geographic location, but make sure you know all that kind of stuff.
You're right. I don't drive that thing around town at all anymore.
She's done pimping that ride.
I don't even know if the batteries are good on it right now.
I'm gonna lower it down more. Put some. What do you have for tires on it, Melissa?
Probably 20 series. They're rubber bands.
Say, from the pictures on it, I thought that they were probably 25s or 30s, maybe.
I think they're 20s.
Put some little Matchbox car tires on it and drop that thing so it scrapes and you see sparks coming out the back. And
see, we get these things ready for shows, and driving them around in this town just destroys them. Besides, we don't live in a town that has really good drivers. We live in a college town. Once you got a vehicle ready for the show, don't drive that thing no more. You're done driving it in town.
Understandable. In our case up here, it's just that, like Lacey just said, it's just that the roads suck. We got a little bit of salt and snow and slush yesterday up here in the upper central Midwest, and I guarantee you that it's going to be all slush later tonight and tomorrow, but we still have to contend with all the potholes in the road. So yeah, it ruins your car really fast. More so than just simply putting a system in it will.
Man, being heavy and on rubber bands, that's a task in itself. You're dipping and dodging every damn thing. I look like a whole drunk driving. And it's not that. I'm just avoiding potholes.
Yep. We got to do the same thing up here, which kind of brings up something else that we don't talk about with your systems. Yeah, we talk audio a lot, but you got to look at your system as far as suspension is concerned as well. If you've got 1212s in your vehicle and you've got some steel plating in there, your car doesn't weigh 3,500 anymore or 4,300. It now, you're putting in 1,000 pounds of extra weight that your suspension was not designed to ever handle on a daily basis.
Yeah. In the XB, my whole rear axle shifted.
Yep.
Just due to weight. I had no idea that was even a thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and yeah, speed tables. Those things are, if you got a lowered vehicle, speed tables suck. And the same thing with speed bumps. If you got a really low car, and I'm going to pick on a Honda. You got a really low Honda. You might end up balancing that thing on there for a little bit, or you might hear that scrape happen. Make sure your wires are out of the way of that. Make sure they're up above the rails on the bottom of the frame. Make sure that they are not the lowest thing out there. And yeah, even if you want to keep your, as Eric just put on there, to keep your fuckus together, in his case, his little Focus, make sure that it does stay together with that. Make sure your suspension is decent. Make sure you have gas so you don't, run out of gas while you're parked outside the shop as well if you're demoing all day. Bring an extra gallon with you.
If you do run out of gas at one of my shows, just come and ask for my gas jug. I keep a gas jug for my generator. It's okay.
I'm not giving you gas for that. The gas for the last time I had to use a generator, I paid $3.74 for that gas. That gas is now worth $8. I'm not giving you that to get Delilah back on the trailer. Sorry, Carlos. I'll let someone else push it on there. Get about 30 people behind you and push it on.
Ooh, that's going to be nice.
Well, there you go.
He's one of the few people that messages me before shows and goes, hey, when I turn in, am I going to be okay?
Am I going to scrape?
Yeah.
That does happen. And yeah, like Lacey just put up there, you pull in or out of a show and you are not familiar with the area. If you've got a lowered Civic with a body kit on it, or lowered Toyota or whatever, make sure that you pull out nice and slow. Make sure you got places to go if someone whips around the corner too quick, because you never want to rip off your bumper.
All right.
You look really funny driving home with that on the roof.
Let's go back to this. Right now, we have every Base Force judge booking shows for all season. If y'all keep waiting, you're not going to get a show, because Base Force judges are hot commodities. And there's only so many weekends. Like last year, I worked over 40 shows. So just know, we're going to book up fast.
Yep.
Even South Dakota's going to book up fast.
No, let's not go that far.
Well, you've got your shows that you've been doing. And that's another thing.
Technically, right now, I've had one.
Just because y'all don't see shows doesn't mean they're not in the works.
12. Notice I went from 5 to 12 really quick right there while I'm counting them in my head. 12, 13, 14, 16. I am planning on about 20 to 25 this year, which I know if Billy just heard that, he's going to start growing hair, because he's going to be that surprised. But
exactly.
If everyone calls me back, plus the 3 or 4 that I'm going to plan, and one place that is looking to have one a month for me, kind of the way that UAF does it.
Yep.
Yeah, all of a sudden I'm going from like 10 to 15 plus another 4 or 5, with most folks wanting 2 shows each. I'm talking another, 10 shows all of a sudden, and I'm at like 27. So
and
it wasn't a blizzard trick. It was a.
If y'all see that I've listed one show, that show may end up being every month show.
Yeah.
We just have to test it and see how they go. Like Anniston, I'm pretty sure as it stands right now, Anniston will be once a month.
And keep in mind as well, while we're looking at these shows, sometimes a holiday weekend show may not be what you think it is. Oh, everyone's going to the lake this weekend, or they're going to the cabin, or they're going somewhere else. we're only going to get 10 or 12 people, and you end up getting 25. It's double what you thought it was going to be, or you're thinking you're going to get 25 and you only get 10. That doesn't mean it was a bust or that it
No.
was a banger for a show. Either way,
I mean,
have
I've
another show
been
there
some
and
shows
see how
that had just
how
8
it ends up.
people at them that I had a freaking blast at.
Yeah, exactly, Eric. And venue as well. Eric is talking about my show that I had the Saturday before Halloween, where we actually had snow at the show, and I sat in my truck in the passenger seat, and everyone kind of did a drive-by. And hey, it worked. I held up my laptop and went, okay, here it is, guys. And they're looking at it. And when they were done, they just kind of honked the horn or gave me a thumbs up. And I'm like, okay, that works. Save it, type in a new score, or not a new score, but a new class for them, because I had all their paperwork, and they went to the next one. And hey, it was great. I did like 15 runs inside of an hour and 10 minutes.
In Texas, they had to stick me in the barn because I got cold.
It was quick, but it works. And well, yeah, but that's Texas, and that's for you down there, 40 degrees. Come on.
I didn't know Texas got cold.
Didn't you watch the news 3 years ago where they were complaining that it was 30 degrees?
I did see when it snowed, half of Texas shut down. I figured they were like Alabama.
Oh, no.
It did that like once every couple of years.
Once every couple of years in Alabama, you get, something else. So yeah, every once in a while it'll get cold.
If we get one snowflake, this whole state's shutting down. We don't play with that stuff. We ain't
Eric,
doing
I
it.
think we should pack up some coolers and bring some on there. Yeah, that's exactly true, Sam. Might be 100 during the day and 15 or 20 at night. That's very true. That's why deserts are some of the worst places you can ever be stranded, because they
Oh,
will do
Lord.
110, 115 during the day, and at night they will get down below freezing. So
See, I'm with David on this one. You can't drive in the rain, much less the damn snow.
hell, most of you guys can't drive when it's middle of summer. Sure as hell can't drive in the winter.
All I can say is stay out from in front of me because I'm gonna run you over. I got places to go.
Well, my problem is it's not my foot on the gas, is I've got a complete front stage. I've got a sub, mid, and tweet behind my gas pedal, so that magnet's pulling the gas pedal down for me.
Oh, Lord. We're gonna have to shut down everything.
I hope you get some snow.
We're gonna be out of bread and milk in this state. I have no idea what it is, but they announced we're gonna have snow and there is no more bread and milk anywhere.
I think we should have a snowball fight at our next show, Eric. Northlands division against any other division. Just the two of us, or three, maybe four people up here against any other division. You bring as many as you want in the other divisions. I guarantee you we'd win. Guarantee we win in a snowball fight. Because we've been doing that since we were a year and a half old.
All right. Let's get back to Space Force stuff because we're way the hell off track.
All right. So when you're having a show, be prepared for the show as well. I don't want to bring up the weather, but if it's even looking like rain, for me personally, I'm probably not canceling a show ever. And if I do, it's going to be for a personal reason. And the one show that I did have to cancel, I got called out by my employer who said, hey, you've got to go away for this particular time. And I was like, okay, fine. I got something else planned, but okay, whatever. And I spent a week and a half out in Boston, which I hated. And now I no longer work for the company. But weather, if it's going to be cold, bring a sweatshirt. Talk to Billy. Go onto the store, buy a long sleeve shirt from us. Go out and find something. Make sure that you are prepared for it. Bring water. bring blankets, bring sweatshirts, bring, if it's 60 when you get there and it's 95 at 2:00 when you go through the lanes, it's a whole different thing.
See, we ain't playing with y'all.
Hey,
wearing shorts and snow. No.
50 degrees out, chances are I'm wearing shorts.
Mm-mm.
50
No.
degrees. That's my threshold. It used to be
Good
45.
evening, Mr. Holt. Good to see you in here.
Good evening, Will. Little Roll Tide on there for you.
Absolutely. We got a lot of Roll Tide up in this right now. All right.
When's their bowl game this year?
Are you asking me?
Well, of course.
I don't know.
Oh, you just lost your Alabama card.
Jason, we need help. When's the football game?
I ask because I don't even know.
And
I had a former manager who was born in Pensacola, but he's an Alabama fan, and he could tell me every game and every stat from those games for like the previous 10 years, and I got just
thank you, sir.
Trivia question, and I said, "No, it's not a Division I team that held a certain number." So, anyways,
I didn't realize base heads had the attention span to watch football too. I can't do both.
Yeah, 15 minutes in a quarter. I mean, come on. I'm used to 30-second base runs, and that's it. That's my attention span. Squirrel.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
Good Lord, we got so many football fans up in here.
I should have stopped.
Y'all just do me a favor and please understand. I don't understand football. I don't watch football. That is my cue to get out of town.
Leave before they come in.
Yes.
It's like Sturgis out here. Sturgis is a nice little town until 300,000 bikers come into town. And yeah.
And now, see, I would stay for that.
Oh, I would stay for that too, because I'd set the mic up as they're driving by on Interstate 90 and just say, "Hey, dude, you're pretty loud," and kind of laugh at them a little bit and say, "Too bad the guy in front of you was louder." Again, you got to develop that little competition between the bikers as well. So whoever keeps
who keeps tagging David?
I didn't block you, David. I don't even think I have you as a friend on Facebook, but Bama's gonna win.
Okay. Okay.
I can't even go there this year because I don't know anything about you guys this year.
Oh.
Although I do see that you are 12-1, so I'm sorry to say that statement is not actually accurate.
I do need you to send me when Talladega is going to be running, because we don't want to be in Anniston on those weekends.
No.
Not at all. And I hadn't thought nothing of that. So y'all that know sports, kind of tell me where I don't need to be, because I've already went down and did Daytona during Daytona 500. I did Anniston during Talladega before. So y'all kind of help me out. I don't know sports. That ain't my thing. Okay. Well, when later you before you go?
And see, I don't even watch D1 football. I watch small ball. I watch Division III football because I grew up 3 miles away from a place that was perennial powerhouse. 50 years for a coach.
All right, y'all.
Anyways,
let's help Mr. Shane out.
Back to Shane. Need to come up with a catchy name for the car. Shane, what kind of car? What's in it? What class?
He has this car, it runs Chaos, and it has glow in the dark panels on it now. Everything kind of glows in the dark on it. It looks
Okay.
really cool.
What kind of car?
Shane, what is that? It's not a Cobalt.
A Cruise.
No.
Impala.
It's a
Neon. Dodge Beyond.
okay. A Dodge. Okay. So y'all help him come up with a name for this thing. Y'all go look at his profile, help him out. Thank you.
Man, I might have to look at it, Shane. I'll come up with a name for him. Pretty good with names. I mean, other than my own little shit box, but you know. Which, by the way, Eric, I looked for a custom plate SHT-BOX. It was already taken, or they wouldn't let me have it. So,
yet the city won't let me come nowhere near campus. Matter of fact, last time I drove through there, they said $800 for that. Yeah, our city don't play on that shit. Not at all.
let's see. What can I do for Shane's name? Now I got to look at the car.
Yeah, please pull his car up because it's a really cool car.
Well, let's see. You got a bunch of tear amps in there.
Yes.
And it looks like, is that green neon, more or less? Okay.
So he's neon all the way around.
Well, only because you have the name Puddin' in your name right behind it, you could call it the Puddin' Pop.
What the hell?
Call it the Puddin' Pop. That'll work for now.
Good Lord. Mine wouldn't be 800 on campus.
Eric, you got Iowa plates. Hey, you know why I get better gas mileage going into Iowa, Eric? It's because Iowa sucks so bad.
Hey, Jason, if you want to go to a game, my house is like maybe 10 minutes from there. Y'all are welcome to stay here. And there is a shuttle that is within like 5 minutes of my house that goes to campus.
Sorry, Dan. Not that much, though. That's the Minnesota in me coming out.
All right. Anybody got any names for this car?
It's a Dodge Neon. It's black and green in the trunk anyway.
His doors are the same.
I was going to say, are the doors the same? Because I'm not seeing anything much here in the pictures yet. But it looks like he also does about a 157 plus in Chaos. Is that 610s or 612s in it?
I think it's 12s.
Okay.
It's a really good demo.
I'm seeing some really nice
windy lately.
Definitely good picks for the install phase of things on it. Oh, hey, I'm seeing the yellow go-kart.
And that is legal. Is black.
We can do that in the lanes too, man. Bluetooth speaker. Bring it through the lanes. Put you in the Iron Horse class.
But it's a flat black on the outside and the neon green flames on the inside. Black box, black seats. It's a really good thing.
I answered my own question on this one. It is a 4-door, okay?
Bet you ain't getting in those back doors.
No, it doesn't look like it. It's got little bit of a wall edge right there on that curve on the box, or that bracing for the box. I like the top port idea. Seen that in a couple of them.
David's car currently only has a center channel speaker playing because he's doing his rebuild.
It's probably better.
It's green lightning. I thought it was flames. I'm so sorry, sir.
Ooh, a class for a single 3.5. Well, that'd be any of the demo wars. You could do welfare as long as it's factory.
Yeah.
Sort of.
That's where I'd have to put him as welfare.
It's either that or monster, because that's an open class. So only one thing comes to mind on green. I'm not going there, Will. Nope, not going there, man.
All right, we will see you soon, Jason. Call me anytime you're ready.
Yeah. Speaking of calls, I got a call from a customer a couple days ago. Wanted to know what we could do. And when I told him what we could do, and came up and said, okay, well, I'm not trying to build a competition system here. And which led me to believe that right away that he already knew about base competitions. And immediately I shouted back to him, hey, why not? Why don't you do competitions? Oh, I used to do them, and it was all local people that would always win them. It was always, you had to be part of this group who always went to the shop where the judge was from because they like to rep their own product. Yeah, that's true. People do like to rep their own products. But with base wars, the meter doesn't care what you run.
It's not like for out here using the old style meters. Thermalab ain't gonna lie for you.
Those meters you can't change either.
Yeah, ain't no such thing as crank the gain up just a little bit.
There's no just a bit. It's either wide open and just send it.
As the Jimmy Pittman.
Not loud enough for welfare. David, you're loud enough for welfare. We can, well, maybe not for the top 10.
His car is currently at Bobby Mansfield's. He's going to be loud enough to do whatever he damn well wants. He'll be all right. He just mad because all his stuff's out of it.
Well, see, the problem is welfare right now. All you got to do is show up with a name in front of, starting with the letter J or sooner in the alphabet, and you'll be in the top 10. So I'm kind of guaranteed a top 10 spot if I show up for that class. David, you would be too, but you'd be below me. So as long as I get first. Oh, it's not at Bobby's.
It's been there.
Might have to find out where that is at.
No, because that's the only way that car's going back together.
David, I don't even know what you got in your vehicle anymore, man. Is it 212s or 215s?
In there.
Should go for the stock trunk record.
Whatever. We ain't got time.
There you go. No, David is loud. He's got some tricks happening in that little Civic. There's a few people up here that know that, so. Got a couple loud Civics up here.
Some R415s. Ooh, nice. Those have to be sounding good. All right. Anybody have any questions on how to book a show, where we need to go, who your judge is, when the shows are? Because if not, it's kind of feeling like dinner time.
Dinner sounds good. No, go vent my frustrations some more, as most of you have seen. If I post it on Facebook, it's true. So I'll go vent my frustrations at McDonald's again.
All right. Texas, you currently do not have a judge. Y'all will be talking to probably me. I don't mind. It's 7 hours for me.
To the border.
But at the
Across
location
another
we were
15.
at in Texas, I don't mind going back.
You want to show in El Paso?
I don't even know where El Paso is.
It's on the west edge of Texas. You'd be driving for like 20 hours.
See, that's the thing. I can't exactly say yes to anywhere in Texas because there was one trip that Texas took 2 damn days to get through.
Yeah. Texas is a big state.
I ain't trying to do that again. But
Leave on
Tyler
Wednesday,
wasn't
get
that
back on
bad
Sunday.
for me, other than Louisiana roads.
Depends on the power lacing. 215s.
All right, what's the question? 215s in a Tahoe? Do a 50? On the correct electrical, yes. That should be pretty simple. We can
I
get you
would
there.
say yes on about 1,000 watts, depending on the box and the frequency.
That's my girl. She'll ride with me.
Oh, there you go, JD. That'll help. Down in Biloxi, getting in person. That's something else, guys, gals. If you're looking to get a spot somewhere in the town, get in good with the city council. Get in good with the mayor or any member of the city council. If they're your neighbor and your 10-year-old is looking to mow their lawn in the summer, hey, there you go. That's your in. Make sure that you keep those folks happy.
Yep. All right.
Is 110 in the cab just idling. You got more than just a screw loose in the cab then, Sam. Unless that's with your windows open.
That's probably exhaust metering. Because you'd be amazed how much the exhaust on these vehicles meters.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I had an exhaust class 3 years ago. I did run it at a couple of shows. I did run that at a couple of shows. It's fun.
No, I ain't about to start that kind of mess up. No.
And the Karen's trying to get their kids to sleep. Yes, that is very true as well.
Yes, we had a problem in Texas and the police made us shut down for an hour so some child could take a nap.
How far away?
That was beyond anything I'd ever seen because we were in the county. Like, those police should be reprimanded for that.
They should be looking at something else with their time wasted.
Yes.
You know, there's some 4-year-old out there who thought it was funny to steal a pack of gum. They should put that little bastard away for 6 years. Throw the book at him. Make an example of him. No leniency here from the judge, damn it.
All right.
I can't believe I said that all with a straight face, too. That was pretty good.
No, I can't even keep a straight face now. See, that's right. Her kids sleep at the shows. Like,
oh, yeah.
She has come through the lanes and the kid been asleep in the car.
Yep. I've actually seen people drive through not through the lanes and pop it, but it is interesting if you get a kid in the stroller right next to the judge's table and someone pops off something. And yes, 53 hertz. That was decided by Billy and Jimmy on a coin flip last year on one of their live shows. It's either going to be 52 or 53. It works pretty well.
I think it works really good for us. All right. So to wrap it up for tonight, moral of the story is, if you want a show, contact your judge before you get started. We would love to help y'all. We can walk you through it. Not a problem. We need show locations.
I'll get you some information like the score sheet. We can print these off, by the way. There is a score sheet on the back side of your guidebook, which if you go out to the basewars.org website, you can get the guidebook. You can print off your score sheet. That way you'll have some information for your city council or county board or whoever to look at and follow along while you're standing up there for your 2 minutes or 5 minutes. But if you got more info that you need, get a hold of Melissa, get a hold of myself, get a hold of Jimmy or Jordan or Pop-Tart or Greg and Stacy on here, or any of the other judges that are also all listed in that guidebook. We can help you out.
Yep, exactly.
And Bubba and David, I wouldn't mind seeing it raised, but hey, 53 works.
Pop-Tart will be doing the show in Asheville.
Yes, Pop-Tart has that show this weekend.
All right.
Any other?
Whoever needs anything, just call us. We're here. And if you need to, we can get Billy involved in this. We just need show locations. We're not all over the place
yet.
We don't have a whole lot of knowledge in some of these places. Oh,
Base Wars question.
That's me. All right. What you got, Matt? This is going to be some wild ass question about extremes. I'm waiting.
Yes.
Yes, but that doesn't always work. But Matt, just so you know, I'm your judge.
I will come down and do whatever you need to, Matt, provided you get me a first-class ticket, a hotel of my choosing, and $50 spending cash. Good at gift certificates as well for Taco Bell, Taco John's, Chipotle. In lieu of any of those, Publix, Food Lion, or whatever for their deli, because their delis are pretty good at those grocery stores, surprisingly. And we have demands if you want someone down there specific, is what I'm saying.
I am still the judge for Georgia this year. We didn't find anybody in time to swap over before the new season. So I'm still going to be taking care of Georgia this year. So y'all got to help me out. I don't know places in Georgia. And rather than leave y'all hanging, I'm going to still try to do what I did last year and just get as many in as I can. But just know, I'm running up mileage on that Sequoia, and she ain't going to last much longer. I'm about to have to buy a new vehicle. And I don't want to.
I put over 80 on my Honda Fit in under a year.
I'm getting close to 300,000 on my Sequoia.
I went from 98 last year to well over 183 in a year this year. And now I haven't driven it in the last 3 months.
The funniest thing is the vehicle that I have with the least amount of miles on it is my base car. It has right at 100,000 on it, and it's an '08.
Couple more trips to Texas. I could,
Yeah, a couple more trips to Texas, and I'm gonna need a new vehicle. That's it.
I could withstand a trip to Texas.
Okay. All right. Good night, Sam. Good to see you as always.
Have a
And
good one, Sam.
for everybody that doesn't know, Sam heads up our Toys for Tots drive every year. So thank you, Sam. We appreciate everything you did this year for Tuscaloosa.
And speaking of Sam as well, if you guys look at the pictures that everybody has or their avatars that they have on their Facebook names, Sam has some very cool vehicles to look at.
Mm-hmm.
If you need ideas, take a look at someone who's on here all the time, like Sam or John Ray or David or maybe not myself. But take a look at some of the other people that are on here all the time and click on their profiles and take a look at some of the things that they've got. They're pretty awesome vehicles.
And let's get back to this Toys for Tots thing. Just because it's after Christmas doesn't mean y'all can't start donating for next year already.
Yeah.
Because, like he said, they doubled the number of kids for this year. Let's be a little charitable and help out where we can.
Always.
And Sam, I want to do a show with you probably around November next year. All right. Good evening, Craig.
Good
What
evening,
happened is we about to get off here and go eat dinner.
David, you got some issues, man. You weren't loud enough before. Now you're not cool enough. Oh man, 30. Damn, dude. Sam, that is some awesome work.
Yes.
Wow.
And
35 to nearly 6,600.
I am more than happy to get with y'all and start something like now.
Definitely.
Because the more promotion we can get behind these charity shows, the longer we have, the better they're going to be. And
Very
that's
true.
for every show. That's why all of your judges are posting right now, hey, we need shows now. And we're not just booking for January, we're booking for the whole year. We need promotion time for this stuff.
Yep. Give me time to get the names and the locations out there so that you can take a look at it, so you can request your PTO time if you got it. Get your system built, hopefully in time for it, or just, if it's not, throw your stuff in a prefab box. I don't care. As long as you have a show under your belt and you've got your membership, you qualify for finals after 5 shows.
Did you say prefab? I think I had a heart attack over here.
I may have, but I did have my fingers crossed when I said it, so it doesn't really count. It's one of those weird things.
Yes. And that's the thing. Base Wars is growing in every location we are at.
Yep. There you go.
Every location is definitely taking off.
Let's see,
we've added more
350, 343 days, 344 days.
Yep.
I might be able to plan for that one, Sam.
Well, that's the one I went to when dressed in my little elf outfit and took the picture in front of the big truck. The big truck was his.
It is a Saturday. I could make that show. I could be there.
Fly in and run one of my cars. That show's like 5 minutes from my house.
Oh no, I'll drive. I'll drive the Smurf down there. It would make it. I probably only have to fill up once on the way there.
Good Lord. Excellent job, sir.
Yeah. Not many people can say that.
I think I don't
Certainly
know.
not up here anyway, but down south where we don't have where well, I try to have shows in the winter, but can't always find something that's warm enough or that Mother Nature helps me out enough. But coming up.
Yeah, if y'all know of empty barns up north,
Oh yeah.
those work out amazing for this. And I'm sure the boys wouldn't mind,
Yep.
plugging a heater or two in.
If your grandfather or your uncle or your neighbor has a barn where they're storing the combine, that John Deere 9500 is sitting in there along with four others, and you got $1 million worth of stuff in there in the tractors. No one's going to touch it. Let me know. We'll get you a base horse show there. We'll do
Yeah,
that. I don't need any heat. I can put on 8 different layers if I need to. I'm not worried about it.
I ain't gonna say that because they had to get me a heater from Texas. See,
All
these
farm shows. Yep.
these are always fun shows. We don't mind going to the farm. Just
All
make
Nazareth.
sure I can get my little lowrider in and out, and we're good.
Yep. David, I don't think you were at Nazareth show at the farm what was that, Eric? 3 years ago, where we were having the burnout contest, and one of the tires actually caught fire, and we ran over the outhouse or blocked in the outhouse while doing the burnout contest, and someone was in it. And I think at the end of the night, I think they took one of the trucks through the house because it was being demolished anyway.
And I see
All's
Bubba's
for
talking
David.
about this pizza party show. I can't believe we didn't get in trouble for that because we based all night long in the middle of Daytona and nobody cared, not one bit.
If you
We
get the
didn't
right
even
area, no one
videotape.
will. You got to get the right area. No one will care.
Exactly. It was at an audio shop. Nobody cared.
There used to people working there 10, 30, 11 at night, and 4 more people showing up at midnight because they need help and not closing the door till 4 or 5 a.m. There you go.
Exactly. I don't like going cold places.
Cold places, please.
Oh man, that show was awesome. I still have those decals on my car. It was a mini truck show where drag blocks were like mandatory.
And I'm not even going to have well, no, take that back. Tomorrow and Friday, I'm going to have 40 and 41 degrees for a high temp. It's going to be cold up here otherwise. It's barely going to be above freezing for the rest of the winter until probably middle of July. Right around 7/12 boom when you come up here.
All right. Well, nobody needs anything tonight from us. What's a drag block? He is a mini truck. He knows exactly what a drag block is, and he probably
actually,
did.
Craig, thank you for putting that on there. That reminds me of a guy that I need to get a hold of to see if I can show up at his mud bog run. It's a 3-day event that's already been running for like 10 years. I got to see if I can show up there with Base Force this year.
All right. That's one more thing. Everybody,
my way into that show.
Y'all know we're all going to be at Slamology. So come meet all of your judges in one spot at Slamology. That is where we all work together.
Unfortunately, I will not be there this year. I actually have a show that is pending a show that weekend.
Oh, you need to reschedule that.
I can't. This show's been going on a lot longer than Slamology has.
Okay. Well,
and this is my 4-day show up here. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh my goodness.
And I only get to be there on Saturday.
Okay. Bubba, if you ask nicely, yeah, Florida is nice this time of year. And if you promise a bill coming out, yeah, we'll come down for that.
You know,
all right. Well, if anybody has any questions from now on out, contact your judges, and just know we are all going to be booked up soon.
We will be
working on it.
Give me a show location: barn, county fairground, Quonset hut, empty field. Doesn't matter. As long as you know the owner and you get approval, I will have a show there for you whenever you want. Middle of January at midnight. I can do it.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else, I think we're going to continue our holiday spirit and go ahead and get out of here so we can all go and have some dinner.
You know
so good night, everybody. And let's end on a Slamology video.
Have a good New Year's coming up, folks. See you next year.
Good night, y'all.
You've heard of the Base Wars organization. You've probably considered competing in the Base Wars organization. Friends, it's time to pull the trigger. This is just the beginning. Base Wars will be attending Slamology, the world's largest automotive and music festival. Yes, friends, you heard that correct. For the first time, Base Wars will be attending Slamology. This is very exciting news, so don't miss your chance to compete with us. You'll enjoy our atmosphere and our laid-back style of competing. Those of us from Slamology, Base Wars, Kicker, and Sky High look forward to seeing you at the world's largest automotive show and music festival, June 10th through the 12th at Indianapolis, Indiana.